I want to talk about something that's been happening a lot to me the last little bit, and that's me feeling a pretty intense sense of overwhelm. And I want to talk about this because I know so many creatives deal with this, and so it just feels really important to me to talk about it. So for me, I've got my full-time job, I have my wife and kids, I have this business that I'm really starting to get a grip on. I have clients, I have whatever little time I have left for a social life. All these things really start to add up. And then pair that with my expectation of what I want, which is my mission here is to literally help hundreds of thousands of artists and creatives to change the way they see their worth. And when I'm making these YouTube videos and getting like 200 views on a video, there's something in me that starts to feel like, is this even worth it? You know, am I putting time into the wrong place? You know, like, you get it. Like, we all struggle with this when we're building something. So I literally had this whole video planned out. I spent time yesterday bullet pointing everything. I got up this morning and did some more research just to kind of see if there was anything else interesting that I could add. And I found this one statistic that really just blew my head open as far as like why I'm feeling this. And I thought, I bet there's a lot of people that don't even realize that they're in this place as well. Anyway, I want to share that with you today and talk through, you know, what I'm starting to do to get some clarity on how to prevent this feeling. All right, so this statistic that I heard was that the first 1% and the last 10% of any project is the hardest for us to complete. So this idea really opened a lot of things up for me because I realized I am in the last 10% of what is my biggest project yet, which is a course that I'm doing for creatives. It's a basic business course for creative people to like build out a brand and be able to generate an income. It's taken me months to put this thing together, from like its initial inception and then putting it out and having people take it to now like in the revisions and trying to put it out there for consistency. And like, so the last 10% is where I start to feel all the anxiety of like, is this even working? What's gonna happen? Is anybody even gonna care about this? Is this gonna help some people? And it doesn't matter that it already has, and it doesn't matter that people already liked it. Still, the completion of it creates these extra emotions. Man, it's just really hard to cope with those. Then simultaneously, I'm at the first 1% of 3 different other projects. Launching a new website, stopthestarvingartist.com, which is gonna be a resource for artists and creatives. Also starting a new Instagram account, which I'm gonna try to be documenting here on the channel for that brand. And then every week, these videos is like a new 1%, like the first percent thing. But just realizing that 1% and 10% statistic alone brought a lot of clarity, and it forced me to look at basically 3 different things. And so, you know, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you may not be in that position of starting a bunch of things, but you might be. It's definitely something to think about. But either way, these 3 things that I started to do next, I think are really gonna be helpful for you. So the first thing I did is I looked at my goals. And part of what we do at Video Creators is we do something called OKRs, where we set up objectives and key results every quarter. And we have personal ones, and I have my own business ones as well. And what I've realized is like, I have an objective for this quarter, which is to make an extra $1,200 a month from this business. And so I have to re-look at that and say, okay, what is the things that I need to do to reach that objective? And obviously the course plays a part of that, content plays a part in that. And so I have to look at these other things though that I'm working on, like the website and the Instagram and those kinds of things, and say, in this moment, which of the things that I need to do are the ones that are actually gonna make some headway toward the goals. And that gave me some instant clarity of, it's okay to let some of this other stuff go. It's okay to say no to some of these other things. And it's okay to like really go after this for now. So the second thing I tried to figure out is, where is this feeling coming from? A lot of the last couple days have actually been really heavy. Yesterday specifically I just felt a lot of sadness, and I'm not sure why. I don't know where that comes from. I actually take medication for anxiety. It was just a really heavy feeling, and so I just started to think about a lot of that yesterday and try to figure out what's missing for me. What I realized is that I don't have a lot of people in my life that I can turn to talk about this kind of stuff. Everything that like all the communities that I'm in and stuff like that are all based around my work. So I decided that I would join the pro group of a YouTube channel that I follow called The Future. Because what I know about this website is I consider Christo to be a mentor in the space of business and branding, and then also it's a lot of similar minded people in the creative space. What I'm doing is actively looking for a coach for myself. So I do a lot of coaching for other people, but I'm looking for a coach for myself as well as a bigger, more high-level mastermind group potentially to be in, something where I have accountability and camaraderie and community. And then the last thing I did is I just gave myself some grace and just did one thing, and that was this video. I knew that this video aligned with my goals. I knew that I wanted to get it done. And I know that while we feel like we can multitask, it's actually really important that we just focus on one thing at a time. And then by getting this one thing out of the way, I'll now have the rest of the day to move toward the next thing, to finishing up the course and getting that like wrapped this week. I actually just reached out to a few people that have taken my course recently and just kind of checked in. And one of the gals told me this story of how she had launched a summit based on the course and the stuff that we worked on together, and she had over 140 people sign up for this thing. What's so cool to me is that some things that I did to encourage and help her really helped me to have a touch point with 140 other people. So I want to remind you guys, like, just because you're not reaching the biggest audience doesn't mean that doesn't trickle down. We have opportunity here to reach more and more people all the time, and it's such a cool thing. And you can see this video's done, so obviously I made progress. That doesn't mean that this is easy yet. I don't think that this is gonna be easy for me for a while. But one thing I know from all the things I've done in my life that have turned out to be successful, it's that 9 times out of 10, it's just showing up consistently, doing the work the best that you possibly can, and communicating the things that you're dealing with. And when you do those 3 things, if the people in your life or the people that you're working with and the people that you're engaging with as clients and fans, like if they can't respect that, if you're doing those 3 things and they can't respect that and they need more from you, then they're probably not worth your time. So I'm gonna keep chipping away at this and I will keep you guys posted. But if you're trying to set better goals that will prevent you from feeling overwhelmed, I can promise you, like I used to feel this a lot worse. You should go check this video out where I go over how I set my goals for this year. You can do this at any time. It doesn't need to be a new year situation. So check this video out. I'll see you over there. And don't forget, it's all rigged in your favor.